Here at New Zealand, I'm in Auckland. Woohoo! Finally, after 7 years. I think that was the last time I've been here. And bike in a box, that's a bike in a box, and it arrived. So I'm gonna put it back together right now, and I'm just gonna ride to my host tonight and then enjoy New Zealand. Really looking forward to that. It's nice and warm here, much warmer than in San Francisco, and even warmer than in Gallup where I started last time. So this should be really enjoyable. So this is what it looks like when the bike's out of the box. Every time I need to fly between countries, I need to do that, which is a bit of a hassle. But I've done that many of times right now, so I've got a bit of a routine here. 2 wheels, the handlebars, the frame, everything's nicely wrapped up, and this is all the stuff I'm carrying around with me. So you get the point where I not carry too much stuff, because the more I carry, the more I have to pack, the more I have to unpack, and which is a bit of a hassle. I hate that. So yeah. Let's get the party started here. We're assembling the bike at Auckland Airport and then riding into town. I can't wait. The weather is absolutely stunning over here. It's really mild, really nice, but there's a bit of rain coming this way, so I better get it put together really soon. Just to talk you to a couple of items while I'm assembling the bike here at Auckland Airport. So this is my Halo 3 wheel. That's the only chainring I have because I'm riding single speed. This has done 9,000 kilometers. If you look at that, it's spotless. It's brilliant. And I'm also got the Schwalbe marathon tires, which I've been using ever since Iceland. If you look at the tread here, they're brilliant as well. They're not new, but they look like new, and they've done a lot. In that, there's a set of normal tubes, but they've got Stan's new tubes in there, which means that's a fluid you normally use for tubeless tires. It's in the tubes, which means if you have something sticking to the tube, it will seal the hole, and you just pump up the tire and you're back on the road. I've used that for the whole trip so far. It's been absolutely amazing. I had a few times where the tire went down due to something sticking in the tire, but just get the item out, pump it up again, and you're back on the road. You don't have to hassle around with any changing tubes or whatsoever. So that's a good piece of advice. If you go long distance to it, get that stuff in. It will add a few grams to your weight, but it's so worth the while. Another good advice: take your discs off when you fly, because they will not get them prone to bending. You just take them off, you put them back on again, store them in a secure place, put some paper, put some cardboard around it so they don't bend when they fly. I've done that many of times. It's just safe, and you won't damage anything in the box as well, because they can be quite sharp. Another tip when you pack the bike: always make sure that you put the bolts where they belong to. So in this case here with the stem, I've taken the handlebars off, but I put that back on again just to make sure that they don't get lost in transit. Really helpful to do that. You just take them back off again right now, put the handlebars on, and you've got the bolts, and you don't have to search for them at all. So again, another helpful advice: if you can get your hands on stuff like this, that's what you normally use to insulate drain pipes or stuff like this. Use that. That's brilliant to protect your frame. Just cut it in size, put some cable ties around, and this will make your frame look much nicer for a longer time. If you've got a single speed bike, take the chain off, get a KMC chain, which will have a changeable length, so that will make things much easier. If you pack the bike, get one of those. That's an axle, that's a fork spacer, which goes into the spare, into the spot where your wheel normally sits. Again, having this in there prevents the fork from bending in or out. It doesn't really happen that often, but it's a really useful thing to do, just to make sure your fork's fine when you arrive. Another useful piece of kit is this pump here from Lesin. It's a mini track pump, which is really good in terms of getting the right pressure on your tires, and it's got a pressure gauge as well, so you can make sure you're riding the same pressure, which is really good to keep your tires, preserve your tires, because if you're riding with too less pressure, they will go much quicker. If you're riding with too much pressure, your sidewalls will break. So again, having a pressure gauge is a really useful item, especially if you have to assemble the bike somewhere where there's no bike shop and you can't really check that. Just put the bike together, and I'm treating myself to a muffin and a coffee, and I'll be riding off the airport. It took much longer than expected, but I put it together properly and everything was in bits and pieces, so yeah, I'm ready to enjoy the nice weather outside.